Today's video is going to be all about how to stay motivated with your finances. Hi everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Laura and I post videos all about money, mindset and motivation. If you want to transform your mindset and your relationship with money, you're in the right place. Now, as an adult, it can be quite overwhelming to go from your parents handling your money / you having no money to getting a job or a student loan / grant and having to deal with it yourself. In school, we're not really taught about budgeting, managing your money, saving, investing, all of that stuff. We're just left to do it ourselves. And I know people hate the word, but that is seriously a big part of adulting, that we have to learn how to look after our money. One of the biggest things is we set ourselves these goals or we see how we want to be with our finances, but yet to stay motivated towards being our best financial selves can be quite overwhelming. Now, I've been there before. My personal journey is I didn't go to university, I got straight into working. So when I was 19, I was on a full-time salary. Between the ages of 19 to 22, I saved £15,000. I did spend pretty much all of it going travelling. And then when I came back and moved to London, from the ages of 25 to 27, I saved another £20,000. But within these years and along this journey, I haven't always been motivated. I haven't just every single day been able to say no to certain purchases, to make right decisions with my money. I'm not perfect. But I think we need to remind ourselves that motivation doesn't always come first. Action comes first. We have to set up systems in place and habits that are going to help us stay motivated and stay on track. But we also have to remind ourselves it's okay if we mess up or if we make wrong financial decisions, because that's just part of life. Instead of viewing them as failures, we just view them as learnings. So what have I learned from this situation? Let's get into it, talking about how to stay motivated and on track with our finances. Being prepared is key. The more organised we can be in our lives and with our finances, the better. We all know we probably should be more organised. Like I literally have on my bed right now, 5 different planners, journals and notepads to keep me organised. We all know that we have to be organised, but actually doing it is easier said than done. So there's things that we can put in place to help us be more organised. For example, we can automate our finances by setting up direct debits and standing orders to ourselves, so to different accounts, different sinking funds, different pots of money that we're trying to save up, to take the hassle away from us doing it. It's done automatically the day we get paid. That's one good way to do it. When you automate your finances, it removes the need for you to go in and do it manually. Sometimes we don't want this and we want full control on the day we get paid of going in and moving the money. But if you know that you're not the best on payday at doing that, get ahead by automating it. So work out your budget ahead of time. If you get paid pretty much the same every month and your bills are pretty much the same every month, you can say to yourself, I always need this amount in my bills account. I'm going to put this much into my savings and investments account. This is how much money I've got to spend for whatever I want. If you know that and it's the same pretty much every month, you can automate these transactions so that on payday it moves automatically. You've got your money for your bills in one account, your money in your savings and your investments, and your money on your spending card. It's done for you.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
And what also comes into that is preparing your budget. Not everybody likes the word budget. You can call it a spending plan, whatever you want, but it is so important to sit down at the end of every month or before you get paid, if you get paid weekly, and work out where your money needs to go. Maybe your bills and the amount of money you spend stays the same every month, which would allow you to automate it. But regardless of whether it does or doesn't, sitting down and working out your budget and spending time assessing how last month went, what's going to happen this month is key. And also commit some time to creating some goals. I've uploaded recently another video talking about financial goals and why they're important, but we need to review them regularly to make sure we're on track. And if you don't set goals, I think you run the risk of letting time just fly by without you realising that you're not getting any closer to where you actually want to be. Secondly, be accountable. When you are held accountable for your actions, it actually is easier to stay motivated because you know that somebody else knows what you're doing and could ask you at any point, oh, how are you coming along with this? And it's more embarrassing in that moment to be like, I haven't done anything. Then if you don't tell anybody about your goals and you just tell yourself and you keep it a secret, it's so easy to just let it fall by the wayside, because unless you're really self-motivated, then you need somebody else to give you a little kick up the butt. Talk to friends about it, a partner, family members, talk about it online, whatever makes you happy. Schedule in time to reflect on what you're doing. How has this month gone? What can you do better? And when you track your progress and you can take a look at the lay of the land and you say, wow, last month I saved £100. You can give yourself a little pat on the back, and it gives you that encouragement and that confidence to do the same thing again, to be better, to repeat those actions. It starts to have that positive reinforcement that you're doing the right thing and that you're on track. It is a bit harder when you're clearing debt because you feel like that money that you're working hard for is just going off into the abyss. So remind yourself your why. Remind yourself why you're doing it and what you're going to be able to do when you're debt free to help you stay motivated to carry on clearing it. And thirdly is about being committed. Now, like I mentioned earlier, we like to think that the motivation comes first. We like to think that we are just going to be motivated to do these things, but actually the action comes first. When you start acting upon a goal, when you get started doing it, the motivation usually will follow. So the best way to do this is to set yourself mini goals. If you want to save £6,000 over the course of the year, then you know to break that down to £500 per month. If you know that you want to read 12 finance books this year, then commit yourself to reading 30 pages a day. Break it down into little goals so that you can tick them off, because each time we do that little thing, we get a little rush of excitement that we've managed to achieve something, and the mini goals will all add up. Now, I'm reading a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he talks about a method set up by a guy named Dave Brailsford that is called marginal gains. So basically, being 1% better every single day compounds over time, and whilst that 1% in that day doesn't feel like a lot, over the course of a whole year adds up to a massive significant change. And this is why it's good to set ourselves little goals, little habits that we can stick at, that when we actually look back over the year or over the months or whenever it is, you realise that it adds up to so much more. And when you remind yourself of this, that will help you stay on track. Now, another thing you can do is reward yourself to stay on track with your finances. But you need to make sure that the reward is not setting you back and it's not hindering you. So for example, if you know you need to have a certain amount saved to be able to do or buy something that you really, really want or need, do not reward yourself at each mini goal by spending a large chunk of that money that you've saved, because you're undoing the work that you're working hard to do. Set yourself other goals, things that don't cost money or that are cheap. That's going to be personal to you, but have a think about the ways in which you can do that. So for me, I have a financial goal in regards to investments, and my treat to myself when I get there is that I'm going to treat myself to a spa day. The cost of a spa day compared to the amount that I want invested is minimal. So for me, whilst this isn't the only reason that I want to stay on track, it does make me excited at the thought of it. And also, treating myself to a spa day, it's not something that I've actually ever done before. I've been to a spa when I bought it for other people, but not for myself. And I could go and do it now if I wanted, but tying the two together is giving me personally a positive reinforcement to continue working towards this goal. I'm very excited to be sat there with the little cucumbers on my eyes, being massaged, and can't wait. Hopefully this has given you some ideas on how to stay motivated with your finances and working towards your financial goals. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.